Hello friends, welcome to our kitchen. Today we are going to see how to season cast iron. So I have taken a small cast iron pan which I am planning to use for hair packs, and I'm soaking it up with vinegar and some water. So I have seen a lot of videos on cast iron, how to season it. This is pure iron. It's not even cast iron. It's I got it from India, and I've seen a lot of videos on how to season it, but I don't see anything that'll help me take the layer off when you buy it. Like if you see it, there's a layer on it. Um, they put it on at the shop because they need to store it, right, till you buy it, and they don't want to sell you a rust vessel. So we need to take that coating off. And as I was seeing more videos and researching about it, I found out that vinegar diluted with water kind of removes the whole thing off, which has been such a lifesaver. Because I don't want to cook on it with that coating on, because that doesn't serve the purpose of even using iron vessels, right? So I left it in my deck because my kids complain that the whole house smells like vinegar, mom. So I left it in the deck, and after 24 hours or even 48 hours, if you take it out, do you see like most of the stuff comes out? And vinegar is amazing, trying to pull all that out. So even by just using the scrub on it, I could pull a lot of coating out. And I used a little soap. I know you shouldn't be using soap on cast iron. I know it, guys, but first time it's okay. So I used soap and hot water to clean the whole thing off, and you could see a lot of those black stuff coming out. And do you see now? This is how a iron vessel should look like. So at this point, what I do is I wipe off any water that's on the top, because even if you leave like 10 seconds of any kind of moisture on iron, it's going to form that rust layer. And then I put it on the stove to take the rest of the moisture off. But if you live in a country which is full of sun, below the equator, God bless you, and please put it out in the sun. Nothing is equivalent to the sun's heat, which is natural and progressive. But people like us, who don't get sun all year long, I just heat it up on the stove top, and then I heat up the oven to like 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 400 degree Fahrenheit, and I just apply a layer of coconut oil on the top. You can use anything. You can use, I have seen people use canola oil. I have seen people use flaxseed oil. Any oil that has a high melting point, or, I'm sorry, high smoking point, should be okay, because you don't want to see the entire house smoking up, and the smoke coming from the oven is pretty scary. So I apply like a teaspoon of coconut oil on both sides, and I keep it in the oven upside down with an aluminum foil on the bottom, just so it'll catch any oil that drips out of the vessel, because all the vessel is trying to do in a really hot oven is trying to soak up all that oil in and form a thin layer of a coat that pretty much acts like nonstick. So switch off the oven after 2 or 3 hours, and then leave it like that, and the next day morning you can just open up. So you're just letting it cool completely. And then now try to wipe out all the oil that's on the top, because whatever it could absorb has gone in, and you're just wiping out the extra. So I mean, we're good. We can go ahead and use this vessel. But if you want, you can do it 2 times, 3 times, or even 4 times. So just keeps coating on it, and it just helps. So in here, so that's it. That vessel is done. It's ready for cook. So in here, I'm trying to show how I use cast iron, which is available readily in the US. It comes seasoned. You don't have to season it, but just to add that extra layer, you can do the exact same thing I did now on a cast iron vessel too. I wash it out to take any debris off. I put it on the stove and I heat it up and I put it in the oven upside down. Exact same procedure, guys. And here what I'm trying to show is, say you use cast iron and you don't like the smell. You cooked something and it's now smelling awful, and you're like, you know what, Hema, I want to get this off. I cannot stand it. I'm going to use some soap. And that kind of, destroys the whole point of using a cast iron, right? You don't want to use soap on it because the soap is going to be in your food. So go ahead and use this soap. But what I would advise is pour some water and then let it boil so it pulls all the soap out after you have cleaned with soap. So, okay, so I know you would be asking me, like, how do you clean it on a regular basis if you say don't use soap? So I use basin flour or any flour, like even rice flour, to just just use that on top, and then, or just plain hot water should do. So after I throw the water out, I heat it up again just like any other vessel, and I put a teaspoon of coconut oil and I spread it out nicely when the vessel is hot after all the moisture has gone out. And then I do the same thing at the bottom layer and I just let it cool and I store it. I know it feels like a lengthy procedure, right? That's how it felt like when I got the vessel too. These cast iron vessels, my mother-in-law, when she went to Costco, she bought it, and I was like, Mom, why did you do that? I don't even know how to use it. I was so uncomfortable using it. And then she kind of, told me this is how it's done, and, I shouldn't be using nonstick, give it a try. I was like, no, it doesn't even feel like it. It's second nature now. I use it, I wash it, and I heat it, do all this, and I know it's gonna feel like a bit of a extra thing that you do initially, but as you use it, and you would definitely see a difference in taste, guys. I see it. I don't know about other people if they are finicky like that. So there you go. I mean, it's all good now. Do you see the inside layer? It's all nice and shiny. It's ready to be cooked for the next time. I just leave it on the stove for a while so that it's nice and cool before I store it. I hope you enjoyed watching the video. See you again. Bye-bye.